This is going to be a nuanced topic, which I know is something that YouTube and X cannot handle. But there is a collective shout, yes, of influencers who are going against this group called Collective Shout. Now, Collective Shout has its problems. It's a bunch of feminists, but they are pushing back against pornography in certain situations. So there are certain situations where it's like, okay, this is a good thing. There are certain situations where it's like, okay, this is over the line, how far they're going, things like that. Now, this is a game called MOUTHWASHING, and every video game influencer right now is going crazy that this has gotten removed from a single thing called like itch.io or something. And it's still up on Steam. Payment processors have not taken this game down or done anything like that. But as they said here, it's not about porn anymore. Okay, well, that's one thing, and I agree. You know, if it's not about porn, this is a different thing we should look at. But when it is about porn, this does not change anything, right? And so this is where they'll go very, very hard and try to equate these two things in order to push a certain narrative. But here's the thing, guys. Payment processors took down right-wing games a while back. AndyPants Gaming's deal, and he's a great channel over there, Chad versus the Gay Nazis, was taken down, removed from payment processors, removed from Shopify. Steam would not even put it up. These guys all said nothing. None of these guys lifted a finger. None of them cried censorship. When it was the right wing that was getting removed, they were totally fine with it. They were absolutely silent. They just allowed it to happen. Now that it's a left-wing game from a left-wing company who actually hates them, this company hates Grums. They hate Asmongold, the mouthwashing company, that is. And I'll show you this again because I reported on this back in the day. They'll go all in defending the leftists. It's so maddening because this sort of thing is tactically stupid on the side of people who actually want a change from leftism, that actually want woke to go away. You'd think that they'd actually go for the right-wing game, and if they did both, if they did actually lift a finger for AndyPants Gaming, I'd be like, okay, cool. They're anti-censorship. This is consistent. It's not consistent. It is. The left can't get censored. The right wing, we do want them all shut up and silenced. And this is exactly what's it going to do? It's left-on-left censorship and left-on-left infighting, and yet the right wing just gets destroyed in the process. It's really, really weird. And I don't know what to do about this in culture at this point, guys. It's very, very bizarre. A lot of these people, Grums has not tried to cancel me, and I Grums, to his credit, on that level, did not go with the mob, but he remained silent when the mob did. But this mob that is pushing this about mouthwashing outside of him right now did try to cancel me. They urged everybody to mass block me so that my messaging could not get out because, of course, they don't want any real alternatives to left-wing gaming. It's a very strange thing that happened with this kind of anti-woke gaming community this year. But let's get into this in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button. And there's only one place you can really get your news that you'll see what happens when the right wing gets attacked here, and your real news in gaming. Nobody else reports on this stuff whatsoever. In fact, nobody else reported on the mouthwashing stuff whatsoever either. It's just us over at Fandom Pulse, and that's why I want you guys to get on here. Actually, we are on a very censorious platform right now, and the reason a lot of these guys do not push for anything right-wing and promote the left-wing games and try to get the left-wing stuff not censored is because they are algorithm chasing is what it is. And all these platforms have messed with everybody on the algorithm over the last year. YouTube has gotten particularly bad about that. Almost everybody who's making anti-establishment commentary now has gotten their channels completely nuked. And so that's definitely happened here. It's happened actually to people who want to cancel me too. Smash JT, Hypnotic, they're all way down because of this algorithm sort of situation. And the reason they only report on certain things and not other things is because they think it's more algorithm dominant, right? And so that's what we're, of course, trying to combat with Fandom Pulse. Fandom Pulse started as a reaction because this censorship, the real censorship that's going on that is being ignored, has been going on with Google for years. And, of course, in 2024, there was kind of this ad apocalypse where they started shutting people down because of advertising and advertising requirements and the like. That were pushing, of course, a lot of companies to stop reporting on any of this stuff. So we started this up on Substack in order to combat that because I can reach you directly here. You will never lose me here because it generates a mailing list, and that's how you get past algorithms, right? So get on this. It's a free speech deal. It's in the description below, and we actually report the news that nobody else will. We cover this stuff that nobody else will. We're the only ones out there who do it, and we need some support. So make sure to get on the Vanapole Substack. That's the first link in the description below. And that way, if I ever never see you again because the algorithm's here, I'll be able to find you and we'll be able to connect. It's very important. So, again, they're pushing this. This crosses the line as much as they hate us for being anti-woke and found out their authoritarian views turned to bite them in the ass. We're still fighting for the policies that would free their game. This is something that they love to do. They love to virtue signal to the left. We're totally reasonable. We'll fight for your free speech. We want you to be able to say whatever you want and be whatever you want. And it is such a losing tactic. I don't know why so much of the conservative or anti-woke or whatever you want to call this kind of coalition loves to do this. If somebody wants you censored, let them go flail. If somebody wants you dead because they're leftists, why would you work hard to protect them? It makes no sense whatsoever. But they love doing this. They love it because it makes them feel good about themselves that they're like, I have a stronger moral compass than anybody else. I guess is the only reason to do it because it doesn't help you. It's not like MouthWashing's developers are now going to like Grums or like Smash JT or like Hypnotic Gaming or anything like that. They're all going to virtue signal that I'm going to defend them regardless. But when it comes to the right wing, they won't say anything. Like I said, this is what happened with MouthWashing back in the game. Asmongold actually said he liked the game and was playing it and was out playing this game back last year. And there was a bunch of stuff going on when this was happening. And it's a horror first-person adventure game. A cruise shipwrecked on a space freighter. This game to Asmongold's attention. And of course, the developers were getting harassment because some of the scenes depicted fan art on X. And there was some fan art of the game, which was a little racy and spicy. And then they got those people who made that got harassment, I guess. So some mouth-watering fan creators have been receiving harassment over works that the others found distasteful. If you see fan works you do not like, block it or ignore it. Any form of harassment is unacceptable. If you can't be respectful and considerate, this fandom is not the place for you. And so he went to this video and said the whole controversy was stupid, and it's just, it's like an elf girl, and it's stupid. This fan art's stupid. It all is stupid. It's a big way. It's like this is a non-controversy, right? And so he came to the defense of the game at this point, said the game was really, really good and all that. And this is one of their developers. The anti-woke crowd has found the game. I feel sick to my effing stomach. Being on Twitter is going to be unbelievably painful from now on. I don't know if I can be active on here. I don't have the energy for this. So a big influencer is saying, this game's great. I like this game. This controversy shouldn't be happening. I like this. And it's promoting your game to thousands and thousands of people who might then play your game. And you want them dead so much because you just don't agree with them politically that you're not just happy more people are playing your game. This is how sick these people are. And this is why I'm not going to lift a finger to help mouthwashing at this point or say, no, they shouldn't be censored. Why should I care? This is what they think of us. We have to stand a little stronger, guys, and not just virtue signal that we're just so virtuous, right? We have to actually go these guys suck. This is woke on woke violence. Laugh at it. That's it. That's what you're supposed to do in this situation. And so this is what happened. Of course, he and Grums covered this back in the day. He said, I have never mentioned it till today. I'm apparently already preemptively not welcome. And yes, you're not welcome. So why are you spending time defending these people, right? Meanwhile, again, just about a couple months ago, AndyPants Game went through this whole deal where he was completely removed from everything. Steam would not allow him up. Now, mouthwashing is on Steam. There's not a problem there. And so, this is censored. Mouthwashing is not on Steam. Why? Because it's, you know why. It is right-wing. They don't want right-wing things even said. Now, again, Grums didn't cover it. Smash JT didn't cover it. Hypnotic didn't cover it. They didn't lift a finger for AndyPants Gaming. They did not care about this. They did not want him to be able to have his free speech. They were not passionate about that. Why? You start to ask why. And you're like, this is kind of odd that you're going to go all in on a leftist game with these people who hate you, who don't want you playing their game, who said, screw you, stay away from our game. And you're going, yes, we need to defend this. It's like, what's going on? Why would you do this? And again, this is the stuff that just never gets any sort of attention from any of these influencers. And so I make it a very, very good point to cover it. I only want to defend people who are good, who are allies, who are fighting for Christian and conservative values, and are fighting against the gay Nazis. I don't want to defend the gay Nazis. That's I want to move them to Madagascar or something, right? Maybe I'll call it the Madagascar plan. What do you guys think about that plan? And so that is something that is happening in our culture. It's so weird. I can't do anything about it. I can't change these influencers, but you can tell that the left gets a pass, the right gets nothing every single time. And that's all this is ever about, because the left owns these platforms is what it comes down to. YouTube only promotes that kind of thing. Even X is pretty bad, guys, these days. The algorithm is a point where it only promotes certain trending topics that are approved topics. I actually did a study on it with the Superman movie where I said Superman is woke and garbage. And then a minute later, I posted, Superman is not woke and a great movie. The not woke and a great movie tweet was promoted by X, by the algorithm, about 20-1 by the time it kind of ran its course over 6 hours, is about a tweet half-life. And so you could see that they were actively pushing that movie's not woke and that movie is a good movie. And you're supposed to say positive things about that, which is, again, a Hollywood establishment thing that they wanted positive attention towards. And so these algorithms on all these sites are doing this type of thing, and that's why all these influencers do it, because they're algorithm chasing. They're not actually caring about preserving the right wing's right to free speech. They're not about actually changing the culture to move away from wokeism or anything like that. They just want to make sure they are there as influencers. And it's really, really sad that it's come to this. But hey, we'll tell the truth here, guys, and I'm glad you're here. And if you do not find me again, you'll be on Fandom Pulse. This is so important. We do 8 to 10 articles a day. There's a little bit of everything. There's video games, books, movies, TV, comics, tabletop games. We cover as much as we possibly can, and we need you on here because this is the future so that we can build a news outlet that's actually going to mention, when things go wrong with the right wing and cover this kind of thing, because nobody else will. So thanks for being here. Thanks for your support. Sign up in the description below. There are paid memberships, and we do this with no advertising, like I said, so we rely on people like you to be here because we don't want to have to rely on algorithms, don't want to have to rely on ad partners so that we don't have to censor ourselves. That's very, very important. And so thanks for being here. Thanks for the support. We'll be back.